Back at the bridge, third weekend. So here we are. Bags are still standing. So far the wall's looking good. We got 50 more bags. We're gonna offload this and go uptown and get 50 more still. So let's get to work.
Why are we taking a break?
We did.
Break's over?
Work.
My phone just stopped working.
We got 100 more bags of concrete yesterday. Came out last night. I got my light and my generator out here because we were working at night. Because the guy who was gonna plant our trees, we thought was coming today. Looks like now it may be next week. So we may have a little breather, but we have to finish this. So let's descend into the creek, check it out, see what things look like. All right, so there's the wall. We put about 15 more bags up last night. Things are looking good. The only real concern that we have right now is this culvert pipe. That's a 1/4 inch thick wall on the culvert pipe. We're sort of worried about all that weight above it collapsing the pipe because we're going to put at least 5 more bags above it. So let's see, that's going to be about 10 bags. Let's see, it's going to be about 3 wide, 10 high. So, yeah, that's 30 bags type. That's going to be about 2,400 pounds sitting, let's see, from that side of the culvert to that side of the culvert, about a 4-foot span right there. So, anyhow, we have to put some more concrete down here. One of our concerns is the wall just sort of collapsing down this bank, because you can see this bank, there's some loose sand on it. So we've been layering concrete pieces here and covering, trying to cement them over, or glue. Let me see. A better way to say that is to glue them together with some concrete out of the bags to try and make a solid wall on both sides. So we're sort of worried about that. We put some more loose concrete there. We're actually going to move this piece here. We're going to flip it around and probably take about 15 bags and cement that wall, cement this wall to keep the whole thing from collapsing. But today's the day. We hope to get it finished. So it's a beautiful Saturday. We have cool weather, but plenty of sunlight. We're getting an early start. So time to hit the backhoe, fill this in, and let's get on it. If you're doing a project like this, one of the things you got to be worried about is sinkholes that appear behind your wall. So you want to make sure that you identify them before they become a problem. So we have a landscape timber, and since this wall is built on top of a culvert, on this edge and the other edge of the culvert pipe, there was a hollow area. So we're just we're gonna pound the dirt some, make sure that all the dirt we put behind the wall collapses and fills in that hollow area, so that later we don't have a washout that appears behind the wall. And that's probably going to happen. I think it's inevitable that it happens. We've done a very similar project to this before, and about the best you can do is make a good effort to push the dirt down behind the wall as much as possible. And you're always going to have some roots that grow up or that are there. This is not a solution that's going to stand the test of time. In another year or two, I fully expect to have to rip about half this out and do some repair work and probably put in a longer culvert. But for now, we have to get this finished. So I'm gonna keep pounding until these hollow areas fill up, and then we're gonna dump more dirt in here with a backhoe. Okay, before we can get to work, we got to top off our hydraulic fluid. So let's take out cap, put in our funnel. How you like my funnel? It's actually just about a perfect fit. uncapped hydraulic fluid bucket, and I only have about 1/5 of a bucket left, so I hope this is enough. Okay, backhoe, time to go to work. It's been sitting here in the field for 5 days since the day it snowed, so let's see if it'll crank up. All right, got my key. Come on, buddy, crank. It's time to go to work. Oh yeah, all right. That's my boy. All right, let's do some work. Okay, next thing is, let's move the motorbike. My goober son decided to ride the motorbike down here last night. And I think it was 38-degree weather. He didn't even wear a jacket or gloves, and it was so cold he couldn't ride back, so we left it here all night.
No, you got
What we're doing here is we're going to reinforce the wall with some rebar. We're worried about the wall either sliding down, sort of sliding down like that, or falling over like that. So we're going to take the rebar, and about every 3 feet we're driving rebar through the wall down into the ground. So when we pack the ground down, it'll hold the rebar and hopefully hold the wall in place. This is not a perfect solution, but it's the best we can do now. Let's go.
There you go, Pat. Come on, get in here.
All right, turn it around now. Don't hit the bags. We don't want to bust any more bags.
Change spot. Watch that though. There you go, come on. 2 more legs. 1 more. Got it.
Good job. All right. Here's an update on the wall. We got 100 more bags put in today. That's what it looks like. I think if we get probably another 75 bags put in, bring us up to about there. And I may have to actually cut down that roadway a little bit. But it's coming together pretty good. Okay, here's an update on the wall. We put down 50 more bags last night. Let me get down here in the creek. We're gonna see what it looks like. Got 60 more bags today. And that's where we are. It's looking pretty good. The only real concern is the amount of weight on top of the culvert. And I've talked to several people who deal with culverts every day who said that 1/4-inch metal should handle the weight just fine. So we've been building it up, and as we build it up, we're just backfilling, and it's coming along pretty good. We're gonna today focus on, well, we're gonna try and finish it today. Probably won't get finished, but we're gonna get close. But we're gonna build this end up so I can drive the backhoe right through here, because the backhoe is not long enough to stretch over to this end of it. The bucket won't stretch that far. So if we can build it up to right here, pull the backhoe up here, 1 wheel on the bridge, 1 wheel on the dirt, we can get a whole lot closer to that end. So we're just gonna build it up as we go. So let's get to work. All right, let's put one about right here. Ready?
All right, come on.
Broke open that bag. I think I said it in the last video. The hardest part of the whole job is packing this down. You got to find the sinkholes in the dirt, because that's where the weakness is going to be. And we've tried a bunch of different ways to do that. And this landscape timber pounding the dirt, trying to find a weak spot. It's just the easiest way to do it. Last update of the day before it gets so dark we can't see. We're actually scooping dirt off the trailer, filling in the hole because the backhoe's dead, and we gotta get this finished. So that's what we're doing. Okay, I got 35 more bags. Hopefully this will be the last 35 bags we have to put out on that side of the bridge. Then we got to figure out what to do on this side of the bridge, but that's a problem for another day. I think I got the last 35 bags anybody has. I've been to Lowe's and 2 different hardware stores, and everybody is sold out of concrete. Who would have thought there'd be a shortage of concrete? So I'm gonna put those 35 bags out, mostly on this end. We have to build up this end, finish packing in dirt, and then we got to start figuring out what to do about the bridge and about the other side. So here we go. Here's what the wall looks like before we put out the last 35 bags. I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do over here. I'm dragged a bunch more concrete over here to build this up, but there's really, I can't get enough concrete to take concrete all the way to the this part of the bank right over there because nobody has any more concrete. So I'm gonna have to end it right here somehow and then build it up at least one more layer right along in here. That end looks pretty good. The center probably needs one more layer of bags, but I need at least 2 layers right here, and I think I have just enough if I end the wall right there to do 2 layers. As I said before, one of our big concerns was the culvert, and the culvert looks like it's standing up pretty good. I just by chance ran into a culvert expert about an hour ago at the hardware store and showed him a picture of this, and he said, "Oh, you ought to be fine." He told me he had seen people put a culvert like this underneath 25 feet of dirt and rock and it still stood up. So as long as both sides of the culvert are supported from both sides, he said we should be fine. This is a 1/4 inch metal in the culvert, so, and it's good hardened steel. So anyhow, here we go. I'm gonna finish this up. I'm sort of worried about this area right here. Those are the bags I put out when it snowed last weekend, and they're sort of weak. And I've poured some water on the bags to try and harden them up, but I don't know if that's going to stand up really well. We may end up having to redo this part. I hope not. We've already put rebar in. We got about 15 pieces of rebar in this end, anchoring it into the wall. So anyhow, let's get going. I want to finish this up, and time to finish it up and get back home. All right, let's get a view looking down the wall. I've had several people come by and tell me I should put this on video. Notice how the wall is curved. It's curved on purpose. We tried to lean it in because one of the things we're concerned about is the wall falling that way. So we've tried to lean it that way and sort of round it, because the force of the water goes against that side and against this side, as well as down the middle of the culvert pipe. So that's why it's rounded. But several people came by and said, hey, you need to do a better video showing the top of the wall. So that's why I'm standing up here trying to demonstrate what the shape we put it in. Got to pound down those sinkholes. Apparently, not many people trying to build a wall this high with cement bags, because several people have come by wanting to look at it and talk to me about it. So I don't know, we're not building, you know, the Great Wall of China here, but apparently we're doing something different enough that word spread, people want to see how we're doing it. And I think part of the reason people want to see this is because you can't get some of the concrete companies and rock companies to bring supplies to you anymore, so people are looking for alternate methods for small jobs. So I think that's why people are coming by to look at it. Okay, this is the last update on the bridge project for this week. It's almost dark, Sunday evening, probably be dark in about 10 to 15 minutes. We finished up with 320 bags of concrete. We put broken pieces of concrete that came off a parking lot on that end, and then down that side, back up this side, and put some back on this other end. And we poured loose cement on top of the broken up concrete pieces to sort of glue them together. So it came together pretty good. I want to thank everybody that helped work on this. I think 15 different people, roughly. I haven't counted. I think about 15 different people have come by and helped. And with the exception of just 2 people, nobody's been paid. I paid a couple of guys to come help because they came and wanted to make some money, and I said, yeah, sure, we could use the help. So anyhow, we're done. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so whether it's done or not, it's done. We can't do anything else. We bought all the concrete bags that that you could find anywhere locally at hardware stores and Lowe's. And we have 18 pieces of rebar on each side of the bridge that we've hammered in between the concrete bags. So hopefully that rebar will help stabilize the bank. And we were able to drive the backhoe across the bridge this evening. So we backfilled it with dirt, we drove the backhoe across, and that's about all we could do. So I'm gonna walk up top, give you a top view, show you what it looks like up there. But this has been a big project. When I started, I grossly underestimated the bags. I thought maybe 200 bags. But what we found out is the farther we went to each end, the worse shape the bank was in. And because this stream, this little creek, fills up with water, water gets about 2 feet above the roadway twice a year. So it's worn down that bank pretty bad, and it wore down the bank over here, and it pretty much cut a gully into the bank over here. So we took a bunch of the broken pieces of concrete and put in here. And we'll have to move more, but I can't do any more today. It's almost dark, and we're worn out. We've moved about 140 bags today, so we've really done all we wanted to do today. So anyhow, let's walk up top. I'll show you what it looks like from the top. The backhoe died while we were working on this project. The fuel pump diaphragm bust open, and of course on the weekend nobody's got parts to fix it with, so I had to order a fuel pump, which I'll pick up next Thursday. But I know it's hard to understand. Standing right here at this spot, we're almost on top of the culvert. There's a culvert down there, right down there. This spot here was 12 feet straight down. There was nothing there where I'm standing right now. So we've had to move a huge amount of dirt in addition to moving all those bags. We ran out of bags, and we ended up, instead of going stacking the bags lengthways, we started stacking them sideways. And it came out pretty good. I hope it stands up. We'll see. There's a slight curve to it. Let me see if I can get a better angle. I don't know if you can tell. The wall's sort of curved in like that. And the reason is we want the wall to lean that way. So hopefully with the curvature in the wall, And the rebar that we've pounded into the wall that's been anchored in, the wall will hold. Plus we have all this broken concrete down here that we've poured cement on this. We've poured about 4 bags of loose cement on this, and hopefully it'll solidify in place when it rains tonight. But anyhow, it came out great. I just hope next time I come to the farm next week, it won't all be over in the creek. If that happens, I'm gonna cry and then go home. Anyhow, that came out great. So here's the last thing we're gonna do. I say last, there's never a last thing. Here's the problem. Whenever you finish one project, something else comes up. But we have to deal with this now. I'm gonna see if I can get down here in the creek without slipping and breaking a leg. It's funny, in 30 years of coming out to this property, I've never been down in this creek. Not on this side anyhow. Come on, Mike, don't fall. All right, so this is the other end of the culvert. And as you can see, it's washed out really bad there. That's where water comes over the bridge, comes down through the gaps in the bridge, and you can actually see right here where it's starting to weaken the dirt. The dirt just cracks apart and it falls apart. And it's like that on the other side also. I'm not gonna walk out there. I think I'll probably sink up to my knees if I do. But the other side's just as bad. Let's see if I can walk around here, maybe get over into the other side. See how deep I go. Yeah, I'm okay, I can walk it. I don't know that I want to. I'm not gonna do that. My feet are already soaking wet and cold. So anyhow, over here we have cane growth that's actually stabilized the bank, but farther over under the bridge it's washed out just as bad. So our plan, I don't know if this will work. Our plan is to get some telephone poles, and we're gonna dig them down, plant them about 4 feet deep in the ground here, and build a wall, and we're gonna backfill that wall. And we're gonna put some cement bags on the inside of the wall and then backfill it with dirt like we did the other side. But that's gonna be a few weeks. We can't do it right now. I've got too many other things going on right now. So anyhow, that's the creek project. Here, you wanna look through the culvert? There, you see the other side. I'm not brave enough to walk through there. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the comments people have given me and all the help from everybody. Thanks again to everybody who helped on this. I'm gonna put your first name, everybody's first name, and the credits at the end of the video. And I really appreciate it again. If anybody has any ideas on what to do, how you would do this differently, I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind destructive criticism. Just, you know, if somebody has a better idea on what to do, tell me. We've talked to a lot of people about how to handle this project, and everybody has said, I don't know, or, you know, call a construction company and spend $30,000 and have a bridge built. And I can't do that. So this, all the concrete on this bridge project, I think altogether I've got about $900 invested. A lot of the concrete I bought for $1, and Lowe's had it marked down to $1, so I bought all they had. And when I ran out of that, I couldn't find any more anywhere that cheap, so I had to buy bags for about $4 a bag. So I bought a lot of concrete at $4 a bag. I think with all the concrete and rebar and other stuff we had to buy, we've probably got about $950 invested in this project. So that's a fraction of what it cost. I've asked several people what they would charge me to come out and build a bridge, and my quotes went from $20,000 all the way up to about $50,000. And I think a lot of people bid it high because they just didn't want to mess with it. And a lot of people just really have no idea what to do on a project like this. So, you know, people just, they give you a bid hoping that if you take their bid for that amount of money, they can figure out a way to do it. Anyhow, I think our solution worked great. I hope so. And I'll see you in the next video. I don't understand. Are you mad at me? Is it something I said?